Christmas brought so much joy, couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's 182, 182 days until Christmas 2024. And you know what today is, right? Today is June 25th. 25th. What happens on the 25th? Oh, today is what we would like to call the Christmas equinox. It's the Christmas equinox. We are exactly 6 months past the last Christmas and just 6 months until the next Christmas. So happy Christmas equinox to all of you here. Oh, it's good to see you. And we've got all kinds of stuff to talk about today. I've got screenshots, I've got speculation, and I've even got some spoilers here, my friends. So we're going to talk about, Fitz says, Christmas equinox. Never heard of it. I just made it up, Fitz. That's why. Kieran, I just made it up just before the stream. Of course, in the Christmas community, there's a lot of people today sharing out, hey, 6 months until Christmas based on today. And that's where that comes from. Brandon Alvarez, hello. Good to see you. Nerd Mafia. Now, Nerd Mafia, he comes in the streams. He listens to the predictions, and then he guesses wrong. And I give him the answers. Like I serve it up on a platter. And I say, here are your answers. And he says, nah, I'm not feeling it. I'm just going to make up my own. Oh, so that's good. That's why you don't see him on the Wall of Fame and why he doesn't show up in the in the season leaderboard. He just, he's like, nah, I don't. I see you, Santa. I'm just not going to play. Not going to take your answers. Saber Smith, good to see you as well. Thank you so much. Joseph, hello. Star Wars Democracy. This guy's on the leaderboard. He's also on the Wall of Fame. He's in second place on the season leaderboard even. So Star Wars Democracy, thank you for being here. There are a bunch of 15-second commercials with new footage promoting episode 5. Interesting scenes. Oh, I have not seen that yet. So let me see if I can find it real quick before we get going too far. And there's Mike Porter. Hello. And KG. KG made it onto the Wall of Fame this week. Very good. KG, it does excellent at the predictions game. But like Nerd Mafia, he likes to miss one or two every season so that he's never in the running. Even when he gets all the answers right and he's like killing it, knocking it out of the park, he is like completely on point. 1 week or two, he'll just be like, "Beh, not today." So that's what happens there. Well, that's what happened to Kay. She's busy. There's things going on in life. And she did not get the predictions in. And there you go. If you put chosen pun into the chat, Streamlabs will tell you who that is. It'll tell you it's Mike Porter. Oh, and it'll give you a link to Mike's Twitter X account right there. And you can follow him on the the dad jokes of the day. Robert was thinking about OSHA seeing May after the transport crash. They talk via their connection. May says she kills Indara, but then May is clueless that OSHA is still alive later. What's going on there? She's not clueless, I don't think. OSHA for sure says May is still alive, and Soul says, I believe you. And OSHA gets this idea that May is still alive because of this vision thing that she has had. May, on the other hand, when she sees OSHA, she's like, Oshi? Right? She's on that speeder getting ready to leave. She seems to not have the same connection. It could be that OSHA was having this dream state where she connected to May in a dream state. May, being conscious, wasn't actively communicating with her, but rather it's this bond, this connection. Perhaps, and it's been thrown out there. I don't know that I believe it. I've heard a lot of discrediting of the theory of them being a dyad in the Force, but I'm not 100% sure either way yet. So if they're a bit of a dyad in the Force, maybe that kind of thing was happening, or maybe it's just this subconscious communication she had with May. May doesn't yet realize it because she was conscious. So that's the best take I've got right now. No, aggressively relaxing. It's new Star Wars Day. Anyone reading Temptation of the Force? I am reading Temptation of the Force, aggressively relaxing. And you guys, aggressively relaxing has been trolling some of these spam callers. They call him, and then he puts on a whole scripted dialogue with Star Wars stuff. It's hilarious, and you can find it on his YouTube channel. I've enjoyed it a lot. Some of it's cringy because I couldn't do it myself, and he's committed to it. He goes for it. He absolutely pulls it off. Yes, you can also put Discord, and it'll give you the Discord. This is where a lot of the chat happens. I posted a lot of pictures today. You can see that there. You can see the pictures there, the discussion there, some of the spoilers there. Sabersmith says, the Acolyte falls on my summer break from teaching. However, I know some of my students do the predictions. My predictions never come through. Don't. What's oh no. We got to get that worked out. Let's see what else we got here. Real Ben. This is a good friend. Ben says, hello there. So glad I can make it. Always fun getting ready for a new show with all of you. Yes, we have a lot of fun here. Hey, everyone. Listening on my phone from the car dealership while waiting on an oil change. Okay, awesome. Mike Porter. She may not be conscious. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Let's see if we just get caught up here with the chat. All right. There's a lot of content to cover. I guess, first of all, we could knock off the news of the day, and we'll come back to it later in the week. We see Krennic is going to be in season 2 of I just went blank. Season 2 of Andor. Andor season 2, we're going to get Commander Krennic, which is fantastic. And if you've read some of the books that lead up, like what is it? Rebels Rising? Is that it? Yeah. There's a couple of very good books based right around this time frame, and it's a very well tie into that. That could be great. We could see some more of Project Stardust. That'd be great. Hoping to break the tie with Baymax and getting the lead by yourself. That it's possible, but Baymax, he reads all the things. He pays attention. He's really well connected. And you know who else has been doing really well is Matt Risman. Matt Risman's doing great. Um, so there you go. Uh, Orson Krennic. We'll get more into Krennic in the week review on Friday. I plan on doing our weekly Star Wars news in review. We'll talk about it more there. Also, we should bring up the Vintage Collection HasLab project. They're coming up on 7,000 backers. We're right now at 5,758 backers. I guess we're coming up on 6,000 backers to the Vintage Collection HasLab. They need 8,000 to fully fund. Catalyst is the other one. Yeah, I think Rebel Rising and Catalyst are both fantastic books. Highly recommend. Highly recommend both of those books. But that HasLab needs 8,000 to fund. I think it'll easily do that. And then it's got the unlock tiers. We'll get more into that Friday as well. But just to cover some of the leaks that are out there and some of the news of the day while it's still relevant, I want to get into these predictions. And there's a few things here that I haven't quite worked out for myself. And we'll get into the predictions in just a bit. And I'm running just a bit behind because I did not publish the predictions out onto YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and repost it on Patreon. It's on Discord at the moment, and I'll make sure I get it out to all those places. You can also find the link to the predictions form right here in the description of this video. So when we get to the predictions, I'll make sure after the show to get those posted out to all the places so that we can do that. And let me put this over here. I've got there you go. All right, there we go. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to rearrange my screens here so that we can go through some of these pictures. And we're going to do a preview and predictions, and just a warning ahead of time. There's going to be a spot where we're going to get into outright spoilers, right? So we're going to get into outright spoilers later in the show. We're going to start with just a bit of a recap because I got an interesting thing to look at. I saw this earlier today on another Discord. It's on the People Who Love Star Wars Discord. It's the Discord for a guy who loves Star Wars, the YouTube channel. Become a big fan of his lately. But he has a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. And I grabbed this. Somebody on that server posted something from this last week's episode that I found highly interesting. I posted it on my Discord, I posted it in Meg's, but let's take a look at this together. And I want to get your take. And I think I like this layout best. Yeah, I think I like this layout best. So if I increase the size of this and do this. Now, this is from the last episode. It's a little grainy because they cut it down, and then they've got it here. Let me get this back up. Hold on one second. They've got this zoomed in just on this part. And you remember from this last episode, we had Chimere and May making their way through, right? What spoilers are you looking for, Joseph? I have some. I have spoilers for some. We'll get there in a bit. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is from the last episode, and Chimere and May are making their way through the jungle, and they offboard their ship. And when they're offboarding their ship, they've got these containers sitting around, and he's taking things off the container, out of the containers, putting in his little rucksack here, backpack dealio, to take with him. And let me show you what. Kind of pay attention. What's he got? What's he got in his hand? Like, what do you got there, buddy? And watching. What is that? What was that? And I'm just gonna let it replay here one more time. He looks at it, he flips it over and puts it in his sack. What do you think that is? Oh, it is a big rucksack. To me, it looks suspiciously like a lightsaber. He's holding it in his hand right here. It looks suspiciously like a lightsaber. And my friend Star Wars Meg had a theory that she shared, and I don't know if it's her theory or if she borrowed it from somebody else. But the theory is that it's a bit of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation. That Chimere is just the fumbling guy, and he finds this thing in this pod, and he looks at it like, "What the heck is this?" He doesn't know what it is because Chimere is not Mr. Hyde; he's Dr. Jekyll, and so he doesn't know, right? So he's either putting on an act. And the cool thing about this is it was in the background, like it was, background, and they put it right out there in the show. So he's either looking at this like, what in, why is this here? And he just throws it in the bag. He doesn't even know what it is, right? Because you can see he holds it, he goes to put it in the bag, and he's like, wait, hold on a second, what is this? And he touches the one end, he flips it around, looks at the other end, right? He's looking in the other end. Obviously, dude. Oh, hello. Good to see you. Mumbo Jumbo. Hello. Good to see you live again. So, yeah, is he putting on an act? He knows what it is. Is it a lightsaber? Or is it some sort of flare? Or is it a flashlight? We saw what's his name? In the sequel trilogy with a with a flashlight, right? So it could be a flashlight, it could be a flare, it could be anything, but it also could be a lightsaber. And it kind of supports the idea you could also have a helmet in here, right? He could also have a helmet in there. And if that's the case, then this is where the Darth Zipperface or Smilo Rin outfit is, right? It's in here. So I just bring that up. What do you all think? Is that a lightsaber? Is it a torchlight? What is it? What is he? What's he holding on there? And what's he putting in that sack? I think it very well could be a lightsaber. I'm not sure. Raises a good question though. So now we're going to get into today. I took screenshots of all the stuff we have not yet seen from the trailer. His power in the forest, though he has to be strong because of how he levitated. That was so crazy. Real Ben, yeah. He kind of levitates down, which has been pointed out in the 2008. I think it's the 2008. I think it's Clone Wars movie. You can see that Count Dooku, he levitates himself up through a window and then way down to the ground. He just like levitates, does the whole thing. So this isn't like it's which is Legends, right? That animated movie's Legends. So might not be anything. Yeah, Ben says force, not forest. His power in the forest. He's Darth Foliage. We've been calling him Darth Zipperface all the time. It turns out his name is Darth Foliage. Force float. Yeah. So he does the levitation thing, right? He floats down. So no big deal, right? I'm not like, oh, he's showing some sort of force power that's unrealistic. It fits. It fits. I give him a pass on that. It looked good. It was very menacing, and I liked it overall. Darth Smilo, yeah. Okay. The power of many trees. makes a forest. It does. It does. So we have all kinds of Star Wars politics. What does Smilo Ren's nickname mean, and where did it come from? Okay, so um, the Smilo rhymes with Kylo, right? Smile comes from the teeth there, right? So it looks like a smile. Smilo Ren. This is a play off of Kylo Ren, but there's a alternate theory of how we don't break canon with these characters, and it's that this helmeted figure, Darth Zipperface, for lack of a better term, is a Ren, not a Sith. If he's a Ren, like from the Knights of Ren, and if you look at the helmets side by side, Kylo Ren from the side profile view, and this dude from the profile view, there's a similar helmet structure to it, right? There's a structure to it that looks very similar. So the Smilo Ren, first of all, it's fun, right? That's the big thing, is it's fun to say Smilo Ren. And the second thing, it rhymes with Kylo Ren, and it's this alternate theory that he could be a Ren, not a not a Sith, right? Which would solve the problem. All right, let's get there's a bunch of things here to look at from the trailers that we have not yet seen. And this first one's really dark. It's kind of hard to see here. Maybe it's just me because all the lights that are in my face here, being on the stream. But this one is a lightsaber, and you can see the hilt of it is a bit jagged, worn, beat up. Right, it kind of looks rough, and the sand around here, or the dirt around here that it is kind of embedded in, looks kind of red. Star Wars Democracy. Not sure I want spoilers. How big are they? When we get there, they are full spoilery, 100% spoilery. And I'll warn you. I'll warn you first, right? But what you can see here are everything we've seen from the trailer, and the rest of it is speculation about where we are in the story now and where it could be going. The thing here, KG says there's a fallen Jedi in the background. Yeah, back here on the ground appears to be a body, and this hilt is very damaged. So when last we left, they were getting ready to have the fight was on. The fight was on, and we got that really rude, really rude cliffhanger. So we're going to pick up just natural story. This also is something that's been shared. It's out there in yeah. You can I skip the spoilers and just go off of predictions when you upload them? Yes, Star Wars politics, and I'll give you plenty of warning before we get to the spoilers, and then you should be fine. Okay, I'll give you plenty of warning. So we've got some issues here. Well, there was an interview. The interview talked about how. Oh, I love this, Robert, and I'll come to your comment in just a second. This episode 4 and 5 were written as one episode and filmed as one episode, but the play time on that episode exceeded the maximum length that they have allotted for the show. So maybe it was an hour 20 or something like that. We don't know. We'll find out when we get the runtime of this. You can add it to the runtime of that. And they had to look at the episode, since it was longer than the allotted time, and pick a break point. And for reasons, they said, and that's how they said it, for reasons, they broke it where they did. And they left us with that really rude cliffhanger. And so since it was one episode, I think it's just going to continue from there, right? So we're going to pick right up from where the fight was going to be. And like you see this lightsaber in the sand here with this like body laying back here. And hey, I see the Dark Jedi. We've got all kinds of folks here. Dark Jedi. Hello, this is going to be awesome. I certainly hope so. I love this theory, though. Robert says the helmet being possessed could explain the potential Jekyll Hyde effect going on with Chimere, if indeed it's him. And we have some precedent for that. Sith, in the past being trapped, possessed objects. Yes, 100%. We have that from Legends. Is it Momin? Was it Momin that's in his helmet? He puts his essence into the helmet and then it's possessed. I think it's Momin. I could be wrong. So if that's the case, Ben is telling me it's Momin. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. And we could very well have the situation here where this helmet is possessed by a Sith in the past. And I got an interesting quote today from our friend Bespin of Bulletins. And he's remembering that there was from last year. Last year there was a rumor that says that Chimere, the guy playing Chimere, would be playing two versions of his character, and they said it was more complicated even than that. So more complicated even than maybe two versions of his character, which would lead into the Chimere part, the Darth Forest part, right? And picking on Ben. We're just having fun. And then Smilo Ren, right? Darth Zipper Face. That would be that. Or it would be the third would be you'd have Chimere, Darth Chimere, and then Darth Foliage. Yeah. If they say Darth Foliage tonight, I think you're safe on that one, Ben. I think you're safe on the Darth Foliage part. But there would be like three versions, right? You'd have Chimere, Darth Chimere, and Darth Foliage right there. Darth Claws happens when you guys haze me too much about Plagueis. All right, so we have this scene. I think this picks up right off of where the last episode ended. So you get this lightsaber in the sand, followed by them that red lightsaber. They toss it through the woods, and it slices through a bunch of trees. And this hand catches it. Well, at least from the trailer, that's how it's cut. Is this Darth Zipperface and his lightsaber? Is this a different lightsaber that's red? Is this maybe, and it looks like a masculine male hand. I'm going to guess it's Zipperface's hand, but he was wearing a glove in where we saw him. So not 100% sure about that. When we last saw him, he comes out and he does the little two-finger thing. He was wearing some glove-like apparatus. So I'm not sure that that's his hand. Could be somebody else's. So there we go. More, right? If the glove doesn't fit. Right. Right. So then you can see like this tree has been sliced off by that lightsaber. These are all just screenshots from the trailers. I went through all the trailers that we've had up to now and looked through, and I understand there might be more footage that we could look at before we get into our full forecast here. But you can see that we have Soul confronting Zipperface, right, and saying, "You carry a Jedi weapon, but you are no Jedi." And then there's another quote where he says, "What are you?" Right? There's a big controversy going out there throughout the community about breaking canon, and the Sith have been extinct for a millennium, 1,000 years. They've been extinct for a millennium, and now we have Sith showing up. Well, at this point, they don't know they're Sith, and you can even see Soul is saying, "You're carrying a lightsaber. It's red." What is that? It makes sense to me that if the Sith have been extinct for 1,000 years. You got to remember too, Coyote was saying that to to Qui-Gon Jinn when Qui-Gon Jinn says, dude, I think we just ran into a Sith back there on Tatooine. He was bad news. And they're like, you're crazy. Not a Sith. Sith have been extinct for 1,000 years. So even when Qui-Gon Jinn sees clearly, right, Darth Maul, and they have this battle with Darth Maul, the very first thought isn't that it's a Sith. The first thought is, what is this guy? Where did he come from? So very well could be the same thing here. We've got this fight with somebody with a red lightsaber. The first thought isn't, well, you must be a Sith. Red lightsaber equals Sith. You have a red lightsaber, therefore you're Sith. That's not how it works. And they're thinking that the Sith religion, right, the Sith order has been extinct for 1,000 years. Well, here would be like 800 years, right? 800 years ago, we're like a long time ago, right? Right. So it's very reasonable to say this may not be a Sith, right? Jackie asks in the last episode, what is that? Exactly. So far, there's no connection, right? Putting together IKEA furniture doesn't make you a carpenter. We got Force user committing crimes. Excellent analogy. Very good. So here we get, you carry a Jedi weapon. You are no Jedi. What are you? They don't know yet. There's this scene here from the trailer as well. You can see Jackie, and this is May. May's got a knife up to Jackie's throat. Interesting thing occurs to me. May doesn't know who her master is. May says, I quit, and she leaves, and she goes to Kelnaka's hut, and he's dead, right? Are the Knights of Ren Sith? No, they are not. The Knights of Ren are marauders. They're just bad guys who have a bit of Force sensitivity. And for the most part, they didn't carry lightsabers. They were just marauders, causing all kinds of problems. If Smiley isn't Sith, it would give the council more reason to think Maul isn't Sith later. Right. Could be. So May tells Chimere, I quit. I'll go turn myself in, blah, blah, blah. She gets to Kanaka's hut. He's dead. And then things go dark, and Smiley shows up, right? Smilo Ren shows up. And at that point, she could be thinking, oh, crap, he'll kill me. And so she picks up to fight alongside of him, thinking he doesn't know that she quit. He doesn't know. So I'll just go along with it because I don't want him to kill me. So you can see May is fighting Jackie here. And then there's this hand-to-hand combat where she tosses her on the ground and they fight. So there's all that. Yeah. Here's the problem. Leslie said that it is about the Sith. There's a master, there's a lord, a Sith lord, an apprentice, and then an acolyte. And that's what she's going with. And I keep hearing it, and it makes me crazy. With all the people who love the legends of Darth Plagueis, he ended the rule of two, right? So Plagueis ended the rule of two. Nothing they can do in this show if Plagueis is in the picture, and Tenebrous is there. Tenebrous actually was not in favor of the rule of two either, but if that's the case, if Tenebrous and Plagueis are in play, then the rule of two doesn't apply. And so they could have as many apprentices or acolytes as they wanted. So yes, it is confirmed by Leslie that it's about the Sith. So that's the big hole in the Smilo Ren theory, that he's a Ren, not a Sith. Just it's still out there though, and I like the term Smilo Ren. What about Venomous? Right, Venomous. Yes, exactly. Venomous was there. Uh, we're off track, but yes, Venomous. They end up killing him, but keeping him alive, resuscitating him, killing him again, resuscitating, killing him again. Venomous could be a part of the picture as well. Um, if I'm not wrong, I think Venomous is also a Biff. I want to think that Tenebris killed his master, and then no, it was Plagueis. Plagueis killed Tenebris, and then Venomous, whatever, was also out there. Venomous shows up, and Plagueis basically kills him, but keeps him alive and resuscitating him over and over and playing around with midichlorians, right? So we'll find out. It'll all work its way out. It'll work its way out. So we have this hand-to-hand combat between what I think is May and Jecki, right? They have this hand-to-hand combat. And we also see Jecki then with two lightsabers. She's got Kelnaka's lightsaber is one of these and her own, and she does battle with Zipperface. And then we see also Yord doing battle with Zipperface. And we know that Soul does battle with Zipperface. So they're all fighting Zipperface here. Let me get caught up with the Sith. Always tell the other Sith in the room with them. They're following the rule of two, but then go to their... That's right. They're not good at rules. That's true, aggressively. Sith don't follow rules very well, not even their own. It's how Qui-Gon knew Maul was a Sith, exactly because of how powerful and well-trained he was. Yeah, Qui-Gon's like, I think he's a Sith. But the council says, nah, man, he ain't Sith. The Sith have been extinct. He's got to be something else, right? Osha and May could sort of swap places. There's some issues with that. It's like their clothing, the hair. I get the theory that they're the same person. I don't buy into it. I think that it's got as many holes in it as the Knights of Ren theory has. Qui-Gon was familiar with dark Jedi presence because of his Padawan. Yes. Look, Qui-Gon's a good dude, and there's a lot of great content with him. And that the council was so blind, right? It's a big theme of the prequels, just how far the Jedi Council had fallen. And even we go back to the High Republic and then this series, they're starting to lay the foundation for that and just show some of their blindness. And I think that's what we're going to end up seeing. And I said, my theory has been that we're going to have Zipperface and May. That's the only two that are in the show. I don't think there's another bad in there. May has already said she quits, and his Zipperface is the other one. And they've got to chase him down. I don't think they're going to find out that he has another master yet. We may learn that. We may learn in the very end, or even in a post-credit scene where we see Tenebris, Plagueis. There's some timeline issues. There's some things to work out. We'll have to see how this all plays out, because and I've gone over this before, and I went through it with Meg this morning. Just give you guys a little bit of a bullet on it. If Palpatine was born in 82 BBY, and Tenebris meets him when he's in college, Palpatine, that'd be somewhere around 62 BBY, right? Palpatine be around 20, give or take 62. Acolyte is 132, give or take. Depends how that scroll at the beginning, depends where you bookmark the 100 years from. It's as much as 132 BBY. It might be closer to 100 and something BBY, like in the aughts, you know. So somewhere in that ballpark. If it's 132 BBY before Phantom Menace, then that's 70 years before Tenebrous met Palpatine, or was when Plagueis met Palpatine, was telling Tenebrous about it. 70 years from when Tenebrous was aware of Palpatine. How then in Abyth's average lifespan is around 85. 70 from 85 leaves 15. So is Tenebrous 15 years old, and is the Sith Lord to Plagueis at 15? That seems unlikely. Also in Legends, they have Tenebrous's birth year, which we already know. Legends birth years, right? Don't get married to those. we learned that lesson already. But let's just say we went with it. They have him born, Tenebrous born between 247 and 167 BBY. Even if it's 167 BBY, that would make him 105 years old when Plagueis met Palpatine. 105 for a species that lives around 85. So very geriatric Tenebrous. And if it's closer to the 247, then he's way like 180 years old. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? So just doing the math doesn't make sense. But I think in any event, we'll get a bit of a tag scene at the end. We'll find out that there's somebody else, but the Jedi still won't know. Yeah, Qui-Gon was more attuned than most. Yes, he was. So we're definitely getting flashback scene this episode. I don't know that Star Wars politics. We'll get into some of my speculation here in just a minute. May switching places with her could be interesting, though. It could be. It could be very, very interesting. I just don't think that's the case. Was Palpatine's birth confirmed by the big man? No, that's still, it's still, I believe his birth is still Legends material. So it could be flexible there. Yeah. We got all kinds of stuff here. 132 BBY. Right. A lot of people say holes in all these birth dates. Right. We can't get married to those Legends birth dates. You just can't. You just can't. I'm just telling you, this is some of the issues we work through to getting to Plagueis and Palpatine. Legends has got to be more flexible for it to happen. And even then, it may still be a problem. You have to throw out, I think, just my opinion, you keep Tenebrous a Biff and Palpatine a Moon, and you throw away the Plagueis novel where Plagueis meets Palpatine and tells Tenebrous about it. So now we could have a 35-year-old Tenebrous now, in Acolyte, and he doesn't live long enough to ever meet Palpatine. He dies from whatever. Plagueis kills him, old age, whatever the case may be. Doesn't matter, right? You could throw out that whole bit. And then that solves the problem to a large degree, and you can put both of them in this show. Who knows, right? Who knows? There's so many things they could do. I got to get caught up with you guys. Let's see. Yeah, that we had at the beginning, they had these 2-part episodes, and then episode 4 was night. Episode 5 we expect to be day. That'll be the title most likely. So we'll see. All right. So we have this battle happen at night, right? There's also from the trailers this speeder bike scene. Now this appears to be at night. One of the Jedi who are there is getting on a speeder bike to chase somebody. In the next scene, you see here's him chasing whoever this is. Right? It's a big blurry thing. I can't make it out. If this is Zipperface running away, or May running away, I don't know, can't make it out, then that's who they're chasing. This is still nighttime. More questions come. I still have more questions because we have more scenes from a trailer. There's this scene, appears to be on the same planet, and you've got a big stone structure, and people are crawling up the wall. Is that going to be here? Is that going to be some other planet that also has a forest? Um, when does this happen? Is this part of tonight? It's daytime. This is daytime. And if this is daytime and we're still on the same planet, then the speeder bike chase back here in the dark continues. This episode tonight will continue from the night through the day in the chase and more, right? Because then you get this scene here with Vernestra Rowe in a forest. Shia shows up, and we've seen the scene with her and her light whip. Also, a very foresty, jungle type environment. And if this is her, this is also like daylight. You can see sunshine, shadows, and all of that. So this looks like Torben on the bike. I'm not sure if it's Torben or not, though. You're seeing a younger Torben. This would be a flashback scene. I'm not sure. I am not sure because there's a whole bunch of Jedi around them, and they like this guy here. Even I can't make out like who's who. Not sure. I am just not sure. Right, and this could be, to your point, this could be flashback scene where they were chasing on the speeder bikes and then climbing the wall to the Coven. I don't think this is it either, because it was more of a mountain with this like fortress built into a mountain, and this doesn't look like that. This looks like the planet that we've been on. So my theory is that we have this battle at dark. Zipperface and or May run away and they chase. This is Santa's theory, right? So if this is theory, this is my theory. Then we chase. We come to some other place. They climb the walls. Vernestra shows up. We have more going on. You also see this scene in the trailers of Zipperface's helmet laying on the ground. It appears to be like daybreak. This is not nighttime. This seems dawn to me. Like there's still darkness, but light is coming in. So if all of that happens, we end up with the chase at night into the day. The helmet comes off. Then we also have this other scene, and I can't quite make it out. So if there's there's a scene of Osha picking up this lightsaber, and you see the folded robes underneath. These folded robes, I don't know what it is. Is this? And then there's a thought that this is Zipperface's lightsaber. I don't know about that either. And I know some people are absolutely convinced that it is, but you can see like these grooves that are cut in on the four sides, and then you go all the way back to this thing. I don't see those grooves set on the four sides. I think we've got two lightsabers with red blades. I'm having trouble like fitting it all together. And I'll give you my theory in just a minute. And I'm going to skip over. I've got some spoilers. These next two tabs are spoilers. I'll skip over them because once we get these, there's this scene and it's tied to the spoilers. So I'm going to, Yord does like to remove his clothes. He does. And there was a theory early on that Yord was the Zipperface, but we see clearly that Yord does battle with Zipperface right there. So he's definitely not. So So Osha picks up this lightsaber. This is Osha. She's got a different outfit on. She's got this like gray outfit on, and she's picking up this saber that's laying neatly on these very folded, these folded clothes. What's going on here? All right. We'll come back to it when we get to the spoilers. If there's a chase and they get away, well, you see here, this is Soul chasing this like early, it's kind of TIE influenced, right? You see on the sides, maybe X-Wing influenced, right? An earlier model ship, and he's going to chase it. And there's this chase scene that happens. And there it is, and you can see this ringed planet in the background. So he's watching this here. Got this planet here. He's chasing it. This is the same planet, but there's this like ringed planet moon in the background, and then we get this going through those rings, right? So here's the smaller vessel, and this is Soul, and they chase, and there's a big like crash kind of thing, and off it goes. Where does that fit in? I'm going to start putting it all together in just a minute, right? Just a minute. Just go through the trailer scenes. So we get this is May again, because you can see the longer braid coming down here. This is May on what looks like the Octo kind of planet, right? So there's a cave here. There's water out here. May or may not be Octo, but this is May coming through a cave. Don't have the context for it. Then we have flashback scenes. Here's an Indara flashback scene where she tells Soul, "You can't win. You can't win this fight." And I think the exact quote is, "You cannot win this fight." This is no, she says, "This is a fight you will not win." It's the flashback scene. Then we get a couple other flashback scenes, of course, with Kelnaka having to fight, and right there, Kelnaka. All right. So there's all that. All right. So I'm going to, here's my predictions. We'll get into the predictions in just a moment, but I'm going to go full spoilers. Hello, Trucker Mark. Good to see you. I'm going to get into full spoilers, 100% spoilers, and these are pretty major spoilers. If you don't want major spoilers, now's the time to escape, right? So I saw Star Wars Democracy. If you're still hanging with us, now's the time to run away. Anybody that doesn't want those, please do the social media things, right? Like, subscribe, share, let other people know. It helps the channel a ton. It really does. So we're going to get into this spoilers now. You've been warned. And so I'm going to go back here, and you can see Osha. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. You're on your own. Osha wearing this gray outfit with this lightsaber. Here you can see Osha with that gray outfit and the lightsaber. In the background appears to be Zipperface's cloak, and he's holding what I would presume is a lightsaber. It's very grainy, but this appears to be Chimera. I don't think there's any question. This is Chimera. And this is Osha holding this saber. Right? And here you get a little better view of it. This is that gray outfit that Osha is wearing with this lightsaber. A couple of interesting things about this lightsaber. If you look down here at the hilt, it appears to have some sort of like black fins, or like a black adornment to it of some sort. There's this bit here. If you come back, There you can see she's holding it. I'm going to go back here and look at this lightsaber when she's picking it up. You can't tell. Does it have that black stuff on it? Nerd Mafia says that's 100% Yord's. If this is Yord's lightsaber, it could be. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying that you could see that this appears to be Chimere without the helmet. It's daytime, and Osha is wearing this gray outfit. This gray outfit. All right. So, how do we put all the pieces together? Right? How do we put all of the pieces together? And how do we make our predictions? This is where it gets tricky. And I kind of asked around just to see if I had more context. As I see it, there's a couple ways this could go tonight. Right? We could, and let me change this over. Let me just 1 second. Let me change this over to our season leaderboard. All right. We're going to continue the fight. That's for sure. We're continuing the fight that started in episode 4. Episode 5, we're going to continue that fight right off the bat. Does the fight continue to daytime? And we see the helmet come off of Chimere. We see this where Osha gets this lightsaber. If it's Yord's or somebody else's, I don't know. We see a bunch of stuff happen in that fight. Are they going to run away? So just think about this. This is episode 5. We've got 6, 7, 8 yet to come. They run away now in the middle of the night. And the daytime scenes are from a different place, different time, maybe episode 7 or 8, right? Yeah. You see Chimere putting an object in his luggage. Obviously had an oversized bag. Yeah, to haul his gear too. Yeah. I think that at this point, the only question is if it's a Jekyll Hyde situation or not. If he's just, doing the Clark Kent Superman, or if he's doing a Jekyll Hyde, right? What is it? I think Chimere killed Yord and May. Maybe. But we see May later at that ocean place. So I don't know about that. But Yord, welcome. So if they run away and we don't catch them, right? If they run away, we don't catch them. We could get the flashback scene tonight after the fight's over, and we bury the bodies. We do whatever. We could have the flashback scene where Soul has this heart-to-heart with May and Osha and tells them about the terrible things that happened way back when. That could be tonight. So we could end up with fight, flashback. And then we get chase and re-engage later. Or we get fight, goes through the night, into the day, we get the reveal of Zipperface tonight, and then flashback happens later, and the space chase scene and all that happens later. So let me ask you, okay? So in the chat, here are your options. I'll give you 3 options. Option 1, flashback scene is tonight. Option 2, chase scene is tonight. Or no, let me put it better this way. Option 1, flashback scenes tonight. Option 2 is Zipperface reveal tonight. Option 3, Santa's wrong. So, go with option 3. I'm just saying. So 1, put a 1 in the chat if you think that we're going to get flashback tonight. Put a 2 in the chat if you think we're going to get Zipperface reveal tonight. 3 means something else. maybe both, right? So 1, 2, or 3. What do you think? What do you think? Mike Porter says a 3. I think it's a 3. Yeah. Safe bet, Mike. Real Ben, it's a 2. Chicken Texas, going with a 3. Right? Star Wars Politics, going with the 3. Fitz, going with the 2. All right. So we're going to get KG, 2.5. Good job, K. 2 and 3. That's a 5. 1 plus 2. Mike Porter, 4. Trucker Mark, 2. There you go. Could be both or something else. Yeah. All right. So we're going to do my predictions. And then Logan says 4. All of them. I like that too. And what's going to happen in episodes 6, 7, 8, right? We don't know. And that's sort of the fun of this. And whether you're liking this show or not, whether you hate it or not, this is, to me, what a lot of the fun is. We can speculate. And Ben says 4 just to participate. We can speculate, and you can do the predictions game. And again, I will post the link to this predictions form out to all the places. Right now, it's on Discord. You can find it in the Star Wars Santa channel under the Covert Community tab there. And the link's here. So we can go into the predictions. I will post it out to Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon, all the places here in just a little bit. Kay says, yes, the speculation is at least half the fun. Yeah, thank you. And at least we're out of the woods on where the reviewers had this stuff. Yeah. Mike says episodes 6 through 8, they're just going to community picnic. You can't fault a picnic in the summertime. Absolutely not. Fitz says, I'm not 100% sure on Acolyte just yet. We'll see by the end. Yeah. All right. So who are you? This where you put in your answers. And I'll put my name in there. A Jedi will die, 1 or more. Well, I think that's almost a certainty. The battle with Zipperface has happened tonight with Smilo Rin. That's happening. I am convinced of it. I haven't seen it. I couldn't tell you, but to me, I saw the interview where they said that this was written as 1 episode and they had to cut it, and they cut it here. So I think it continues on, and 100% 1 or more of those Jedi. And they even said on the script that they called some of those Jedi red shirts, referring to the Star Trek kind of trope where the red shirts die. They were calling some of these Jedi red shirts. They're dying. They're dead. They're gone. So that's happening tonight. We visit more than one world or planet in the episode. I'm going to say yes. We're going to have the battle here, and we'll have at least Coruscant, I think. I could be wrong. The whole thing might be here because we see Vernestra show up. And if it's here, then we may not go back to Coruscant. I just talked myself out of it. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. A droid referred to by name. Now, this happens when Osha refers to Pip. And it happens way too much, right? Because last time I said no and she did it. Tonight, we're going to have this fight. I'm going to say there's no time for talking to your droid. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. A droid. So far, I have a yes and 2 no's. Question 4. More than 1 lightsaber color. Well, yeah, that's easy. 100% that's happening tonight, right? There's no question. We meet a new Jedi we've never seen before in live action. Well, we have the Jedi from last week. They don't count because we've seen them. Vernestra, we've seen. The dude that's with Vernestra in that shot, I don't know if we've seen him before or not. We do see that dude. Who is the dude with Vernestra? Let me go back and see if I can find that image here. This guy. Who's this dude over here? Right? Who is this guy? And have we seen him before? Right? I'm going to say new Jedi. I'm going to call him a yes. someone is killed a non-Jedi. The only one that would count would be Osha because she's not a Jedi. Is Osha going to die tonight? Andrew says it's Marty. Oh, Marty, the Marty the Jedi. Generation Star Wars. Thank you so much for that. Someone's killed a non-Jedi. I don't think Osha's dying tonight. Are these clips from tonight's episode only? No, we don't know. They're probably a combination of the next few. Is the otter critter going to die? He ought to be alive. I don't. Would they kill the tracker guy? I don't think so. So I'm going to say no. I don't think Osha dies. And I don't think the tracker Basil. Yeah, Basil. Hopefully he ran. Yeah, I don't think a non-Jedi is going to die. I could be wrong. Someone uses Star Wars slang. So we include "May the Force be with you" for light in life. That's a High Republic term. Nerf herder, wizard, dank ferret, Carabas, buckethead. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I don't think anybody's going to say "May the Force be with you." I think we're just getting straight into. I think we're going to get straight into the fight. So I'm going to say no. A random civilian could die. Well, we have to have random civilians around. I haven't seen any yet, so I don't know. Someone uses the Force. Yes, that's 100%. That's easy. That's easy. We've seen that lightsaber go swirling through the trees, cutting them in half. I think that's tonight, and that's obvious use of the Force. Reference to a named Sith. That's an easy no. A species or droid talks in another language with subtitles. I'm going to say no. Then lastly, your bonus question. My bonus question for tonight is that Smilo Ren identity is revealed. All right, there we go. Smilo Ren's identity is revealed. That's my bet for tonight. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You've seen what my predictions are. What do you think is going to happen tonight? This is where you get to play the game. You get to put in your predictions, and then tomorrow we'll do an episode review and breakdown. We're not going to do a live stream, but tomorrow we'll do the review and breakdown, and we'll go through your predictions and my predictions, and we'll see how you do. If you do well enough, you can make it onto the right onto our the Wall of Fame. Just like that. Episode 4, you can make it on the Wall of Fame. You don't have to have played any other weeks. You don't have to do anything, but you put it in tonight, you can get on the Wall of Fame for episode 5. If you've been playing along all season, you know what my guesses are. You got to do as well or better. If you're trying to catch me, if you're running behind and you're trying to catch me, you can't use just my answers. You got to put something in to maybe pick up a point or two. We're saying I get some wrong. So there's mine. That's what I'm going with. And unless I see, and somebody mentioned earlier, one quick check before we sign off and we do our Mike Porter dad joke. There was some more footage. Did somebody say there's more footage today of the episode? Let me go out to Star Wars and see Star Wars right there and see what they have. There's Hayden. There's okay, so we do have a little bit. This is just a montage. There's nothing new there. Let's see. I don't see anything there. Let me go to their YouTube page and see if there's any new Star Wars video here. Go to the Star Wars channel. Where's the Star Wars channel? Star Wars. There's a guy who loves Star Wars. He's getting ready to go live here in 15 minutes. Star Wars. Let's do Acolyte. And then there we go. All right. Any new video from Star Wars? Nope, nothing new. I don't see anything new. So if you guys see it, let's see. I have to think of my bonus. Star Wars Politics says, I think Pip will be mentioned. Santa is crazy. That's true. They're not mutually exclusive statements. After missing the first episodes, I got to go for 5 on every bonus. Got to try to, I got to think about it. If I predict we see a new tech, like a new ship, vehicle, weapon, device, would it be worthy of 5 points? I've seen something in the trailer, but I don't know if we see it in this episode. The thing is, if we have seen a thing or a species or anything in a trailer, it's only 1 point. It doesn't matter when. You can't like pull it and put it into the episode. It has to be something completely not in a trailer. It also has to be not in spoilers. So I shared with you guys the spoilers. We definitely see who Zipperface is. His identity is going to be revealed. If it happens tonight, I get 1 point, right? Because that is a leak. That is a spoiler that has been shared. So it has to be something else. Santa, you better watch out. There's a new movie coming out where Santa gets kidnapped by Krampus. Red 1 released its first trailer. Oh, no. No, you got to watch out for that Krampus dude. Thank you. Star Wars loves you. Thank you, Mike Porter. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, I hated the cliffhanger ending too. Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's parts of this show that I just flat out do not like, but I don't focus on them. Like Vernestra, up to this point, every appearance of Vernestra has been bad, terrible, unbearable, in my opinion. I hate them. I despise them. Vernestra's character to me is just not working. Some of the dialogue is just oof. All right. Some of the scenes I'm just like, oh, I don't like. But overall, I'm liking the show. So I'm with it. I'm still on it. I would say as a show, halfway through, I'd give it a B plus. It's a B plus. It's not A worthy, but it's also not terrible. I'm liking it. Does that make me a shill? I hope so. But if they send me the money, I'll take it. send me tickets. Give me the cool stuff. Send me prizes. Let me send me all the freebies. I'll take them. I'll shill. I'm just saying I'll give it a B plus. There's some things I hate, right? We need a tracker to find our tracker. I didn't like the chant. That power 1, power 2, power many. I didn't like that chant. I also didn't like the little cackling bit with it. Like that was terrible. Yeah, didn't like it. They could have just done that in another language. Somebody mentioned just do it in a Star Wars language where we don't understand. It would have been 100 times better. But hearing the 1 and 2 many, I hated it. I hated the cackling bit. Not a fan of that. Some of the lines, some of the dialogue. But overall, the show, I'm liking it. Right? I just don't focus on the negative stuff and make it into a show. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move on. Going to mention it. Those are the things I don't like. Be honest with you guys where I am on it. And there's all of that. Yeah, Real Ben says, if the mouse gives me enough money every year, I would gladly shill. As the Joker says, everyone has a price. I've offered my services. I'd quit my job and work for him full time. You gotta give me a 6-figure salary and let me work from home, and I'm yours. You can buy me. I could be bought. It can happen. That's all it takes. Not a lot. All right, Mike Porter dad joke. Mike Porter dad joke this week is top quality, or today. He gave me 3 jokes for the week, and I almost wanted to save this one for Friday because you save the best for last. But you get to start off with the very best one first, right up front. It says, "What's the name of the Sith that keeps putting things off? You know, the procrastinating Sith. That guy. What's his name?" Well, Darth Later. Darth Later. Mike Porter. Thank you so much for that. You guys make sure you're following Mike Porter on Twitter X. If Megan Trainor would have done that chant, it would have been a lot better. No kidding. And if Megan Trainor would give me the rights to use the Santa is real, I would use that still as my intro, but I can't deal with it getting struck every day. Plus, the words to my intro now really fit. Where was I may stick with my usual prediction. They've been pretty reliable for the 5-pointer. You should too. Going for it. New species, creature, and or alien. There you go. It's been working for Ben. They've been introducing a lot of new ones. So maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. So you've seen my predictions. You know what I'm going for. We will watch the episode tonight with great anticipation. And we'll see you tomorrow as we do our review and breakdown. I've enjoyed spending some time with you all here today. I hope you have too. And until next time, my friends, Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always. Bye-bye.